Hello students, today we'll learn about least common multiple, how to find least common multiple for two or more numbers. In the previous lesson you learned about how to find greatest common factor. Its greatest common factor is the number with which we can divide, the greatest number with which we can divide two or more than two numbers. Okay, and is usually helpful in simplifying ratios. Excuse me. So least common multiple, I'll take an example for two numbers first. Let's say I'm going to take small numbers, and so let's say least common multiple for 10 and 30. We'll always use prime factorization as you have learned it before. We'll factorize 10 using prime numbers. So we can divide 10 by 2, and it will be 2 times 5 is 10. And we're going to do it by, we'll divide by 3, and then we will divide it by 2. Okay, so now we have prime factors. So 2 is a prime factor, 5 is a prime factor, 3 is a prime factor, 2 and 10. So you'll just take the numbers on the sides only, the prime numbers. You are not supposed to take that 10. Okay, so we'll write it down the way we did it before. Okay, and 30 is 3 times 2 times 5. We are not creating pairs in this case. What we're going to do is our LCM will be least common multiple. Excuse me. So I just have 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here. We'll just take 2 once. Then I have 3. I'll just get 3 here. There is no 3 up there, so we're going to get 3. We'll take 1, 5. So 2 times 3 is 6, 5 times 6 is 30. So our least common multiple for these two numbers is 30. And let me show it to you manually what it means. So for 10, see, if you say 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 10 times 3 is 30. Let's do the multiples of 30. 30 times 1 is 30. So that is the least common multiple, the smallest multiple for both numbers, and you can see that. So this is how you're going to do find a least common multiple for two numbers. You can use the same procedure for three numbers. Let's take up an example where we can use where we'll find least common multiple for three numbers, and I'll take up 20, let's say 35, and let's say 50. We'll factorize 20 first, and I'll divide by 2 again, and we have reached our prime factor. So 2 is a prime factor, so this 2 is a prime factor, this 2 is a prime factor, and this is a prime factor. So we are done with that factorization. We're going to start with 35. I'm going to divide it by 5. So I've already, 5 is a prime factor, 7 is a prime factor. Let's do 50. So I'm going to divide it by 5. Let me fix that a little bit. And divided by 5 again. So 5 is a prime factor, 5 is a prime factor, and 2 is a prime factor. Okay, now let's find the LCM for those numbers. So 20 is, our factors are, I'm writing it as a product of factors. So our least common multiple will be, so here I've got two 2's. So what I'm going to do is, whenever we have more than 1 2's or more than 1 3, I usually change it to a different format. So I'll say 2 to the power 2 times 5. I did not change anything. 2 times 2 is still 4, 2 times 2 is still 4, okay? So we have got two 5's here, so I'll say 5 to the power 2 times 2. But I will tell you in a minute how it will help me in finding the LCM. So we're going to choose 2 first. In 2, there is 1 2 here, there is a 2 to the power 2. We'll always choose the biggest one. So I'm going to choose 2 to the power 2 times. Now we look for 3, so there is no 3. There is 5. So we got 1 5 here, we have 1 5 here, we have 2 5s here. So 5 to the power 2, and we just have 1 7. We'll take that 7. Okay, so we don't have any other number, and we're going to find the LCM. So what we're going to do is 4 times 25 times 7, we'll get 700. Okay, so the least common multiple for these 3 numbers is 700, and this is how you will find least common multiple for different numbers. And it doesn't matter if the number are higher numbers, still you will use the same strategy. Thank you very much.